All right, we're starting off. Our contestant number one is Carolyn Jacobs.
I think everybody knows what the Pony Express is, don't you? You know, it's established in 1860, and in 10 days they could get mail from New York across to California. It actually stopped at Sacramento, and then they put it on a train down to California. But the guy who established it bought 400 fast horses, some thoroughbreds and some Mustangs, and he employed about 120 guys. So there would be somebody riding day and night across the country. And, you know, one guy would sort of go through several horses and switch horses at relay stations. And this, the horses were only allowed to carry guys who were up to 57 kilos in weight, because the horses could carry in entirety 75 kilos and the mail was paid for by the half ounce, so they wanted to make as much money as possible. So you can understand why this guy's name was Slim. And he had the last leg of this journey this day, and he started out having a particularly bad day. I think he had the flu that I've got, and so he was feeling a bit cactus when he got up and a bit tired. Anyway, he started off on his trek, and he was coming down a hill and there was some loose rock, and his horse slipped and fell over on top of him, crushed his leg, didn't break it, but fell on his leg, and the horse broke his leg. So he had to get himself out from under the horse, and there was nothing he could do. He just had to pull out his pistol and shoot the horse. And it was about a mile before the relay station, so he took off the saddle and the mail bag and the bridle and carried it for a mile to the next relay station. Now, to save weight as well, all they were allowed to carry with them was a bottle of water and a revolver and a horn to signal that they were coming up to the relay station. So he was walking along, blew his horn, and by now he was feeling really bad, and he had a reputation to uphold, and so he said, "Oh, just skip my meal, or just give me another horse, I'm running late." So he swapped over horses, put everything on the horse, took off again, and he was going, making pretty good pace with his horse, and all of a sudden they were going through some woods, and the horse spooked and threw him off, and he was already sore from having a fast horse fall on his leg. So he, picked himself up, and he realised that there was a bear there that the horse had freaked out at. So, he pulled out his gun again and fired a couple of shots in the air and, scared the bear off. But then he had to go and get his horse back. So he's, kind of limping, traipsing through the wood, trying to get his horse, and he, branches are like flicking and cutting his face, and, then he ran into a swarm of bees and got stung a few times. And so he was having a really bad day. Finally, he got his horse and he got back on, and, he was sore and tired and feeling horrible. So he just started galloping on, and he was only a few miles from the last relay station, and he saw Indians, and he just spurred that horse on as fast as he could. But the Indians started, firing arrows at him, and he had like a couple of rounds left in his gun, so he shot back at them. But one of the arrows pierced his water bottle, and all his water drained out, so he had no water left. And another arrow pierced his leg, so he just kept galloping with his arrow stuck through his leg, and he had another arrow got him in the shoulder, so he was just kind of barely holding onto his horse by this stage. And then he saw the relay station, so he blew his horn, and the guys saw him coming, so they started firing back at the Indians to get rid of them. And so finally they went down and opened the gates for him, and he comes in on this horse. He's got 2 arrows in him, dying of thirst, had a flu all day, totally sore all over, big welts from the bee stings. And they come and rescue him, and his horse is covered in lathery sweat. And he kind of collapses off the horse and looks up at the general and says, "No mail today."
Well, we've run out of time, so we'll go straight into the voting.